Okay, so we're diving deep into the world of aquatic plants today, specifically floating ones. You sent over some notes from kianemmeng.org. It's a blog by someone who calls himself an old software plumber.
Interesting.
They go by Aang online. And let me tell you, their fish keeping experiments are next level.
Oh, wow. It's always intriguing to see someone apply their professional skills to a hobby like that, especially with so much passion.
Right, and we're not talking about a beginner here. Aang is on part 83 of their fish keeping notes. This is more than a casual interest.
Wow. Yeah, that level of documentation really highlights some serious dedication.
Yeah, and this is just one category on their blog. They cover everything from software development to photography. We're focusing on their observations of common salvinia versus giant salvinia in their outdoor ponds. What's fascinating is that about a month and a half ago, they introduced both types of salvinia to their ponds. The common salvinia thrived, even among existing duckweed, while the giant salvinia really struggled. So it makes you wonder, is the common salvinia just that much more resilient, or is there something else going on?
Well, it's certainly possible that Common Salvinia is more adaptable to the specific conditions of Aang's ponds.
Hmm.
The fact that it's outcompeting duckweed, which is known to be pretty aggressive,
Yeah.
is a good indicator of its hardiness.
And this isn't just a one-off observation. Aang mentions that smaller aquatic plants in general seem to do particularly well in their ponds. They even talk about their ponds having a unique microclimate. I'm curious, is this something specific to their setup, or could this be a broader principle we can apply?
That's a great question. It's certainly possible that Aang's ponds have a microclimate that favors smaller, faster-growing plants. Perhaps the ponds are shallower, allowing more sunlight to reach these species.
That makes sense. And speaking of creative setups, Aang has this ambitious idea of setting up a whole rack of fish tanks on their balcony. They want to utilize existing drainage and water sources. Talk about maximizing resources.
It's definitely creative,
Uh-huh.
especially for those with limited space. However, while Aang's software background might equip them with a methodical approach, maintaining a stable environment on a balcony presents a unique set of challenges. Things like temperature fluctuations, limited space for filtration, and algae control could prove tricky.
True. But challenges are part of the learning process, right? Aang seems to embrace that experimental spirit. Thinking about those challenges makes me wonder if Aang's success with the salvinia in their outdoor ponds could be replicated in a more controlled environment like the balcony tanks. It sounds like they might be setting themselves up for a whole new set of variables.
Hmm, that's a really insightful observation. It highlights a crucial point. Even with meticulous planning, nature often throws curveballs. While Aang's Salvini experiment provides valuable insights, applying those lessons to a different setup will require careful consideration and adaptation.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of how software development works. You have your initial plan, but then you encounter bugs, and you have to debug and adjust along the way. Maybe Aang's software plumber background gives them an edge when it comes to adapting to these unexpected twists and turns in their fish keeping.
Oh, there's definitely a parallel there. The methodical approach, the attention to detail. Those skills honed in software development, they can certainly be valuable in managing a complex ecosystem. And Aang's commitment to documentation, evident in those 83 blog entries, will undoubtedly help them track changes, identify patterns, and refine their approach over time.
Speaking of documentation, Aang's detailed notes allow them to not just record what's happening, but also analyze why things are happening. They noticed a pattern with smaller plants thriving in their ponds. Then they were able to connect it to the potential microclimate. It seems like their analytical thinking, possibly influenced by their software background, plays a big role in their approach to this hobby.
Absolutely, that ability to observe, analyze, and draw conclusions is crucial in any scientific endeavor, whether it's in a lab or in your own backyard. It's a reminder that we can all be citizen scientists, contributing to our understanding of the natural world through careful observation and documentation.
And you don't need a fancy degree or expensive equipment to do it. Just a curious mind, a notepad, and a willingness to experiment. It's inspiring to see how Aang combines their passion for the natural world with their technical expertise.
Yeah, it challenges us to think about our own unique blend of skills and interests. How can we apply those to explore the world around us? Maybe you have a knack for photography that could be used to document plant growth, or a background in music that makes you attuned to the subtle rhythms of nature.
Yeah, it's all about finding those connections, those unexpected intersections, where our passions and the natural world collide. And who knows, maybe you'll discover something truly remarkable, just like Aang's observation about the different Salvinia species.
Even if it's not a groundbreaking discovery, The process of exploration itself is incredibly rewarding. It fosters a deeper connection with nature, encourages curiosity, and reminds us that there's always something new to learn, no matter our age or background.
I love that. It's never too late to become a student of the natural world. And Aang's story is a perfect example of that. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into Aang's fascinating world, I want to touch on one more thing that really stood out to me. It's Aang's diverse range of interests. They go from super detailed notes about their fish-keeping experiments to talking about software development and then photography. You don't often see that kind of combination.
It's true. I think it speaks to a certain intellectual curiosity, a desire to explore different fields and find connections between seemingly disparate areas of knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something we can all learn from. Aang's blog isn't just about fish or software. It's a reflection of their unique perspective on the world, a perspective shaped by their multifaceted interests and experiences.
Yeah, it reminds us that knowledge isn't confined to neat little boxes. The insights we gain from one area can often illuminate and enrich our understanding of others.
Yeah.
Just as Aang's meticulous documentation skills honed in their software work benefit their fish keeping. Their observations of the natural world might spark new ideas in their technical pursuits.
Right, like a feedback loop of learning, constantly expanding and evolving, makes you wonder, what unexpected connections are we missing in our own lives? What seemingly unrelated interests or skills could we be weaving together to create something new and exciting?
That's the beauty of it. The possibilities are endless. Maybe your background in art could inform your approach to gardening, or your passion for history could shed light on current ecological challenges.
It's all about embracing that spirit of curiosity and exploration, venturing beyond the familiar and welcoming the unexpected.
Exactly. And who knows what you might discover along the way? Perhaps a hidden talent, a newfound passion, or a fresh perspective on a familiar topic. Just like Aang found unexpected success with Common Salvinia, you might stumble upon something truly remarkable simply by following your curiosity and being open to new possibilities.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. Sometimes the most fascinating discoveries happen when we step outside our comfort zones and allow ourselves to be surprised. Aang's story is a wonderful reminder that learning is a lifelong journey, full of unexpected twists and turns, and it's a journey we can all embark on, regardless of our background or expertise.
So as you delve deeper into the world of aquatic plants, or any field that sparks your interest, remember to approach it with the same open-mindedness and thirst for knowledge that Aang demonstrates in their blog.
Yes, observe carefully, document your findings, and don't be afraid to experiment. You never know what insights you might uncover, or how those insights might ripple outwards, impacting other areas of your life. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.